Hey everybody, welcome to day 6 of the 30 days of transformation. If you don't know what this is, it is simply a challenge for 30 days. I'm coming on here for 30 days in a row and we're talking about transformation. So this is transformations that I have gone through during my journey of learning to love my body. And then the challenge for you is that every single day there's going to be one small task for you. This could be journaling, it could be affirmations, today it's something else. So anyway, today is day 6. So our topic for today is introducing myself to new people. All right, so this is definitely a transformation that I have noticed. Hey Tracy. This is definitely a transformation that I have noticed within myself. Because let me tell you, for years, for most of my life, I was like a freaking wallflower, all right? I was just so shy. I was so shy. Once I got to know people, once I was your friend and I got to know you, then I was fine and I was happy and I was bubbly and I was loud. But if I didn't know you, if I was in a room full of people that I didn't know, oh, you better believe I was like looking down, avoiding eye contact, not wanting to be seen. And that was normal for me, right? For a really, really long time, that was normal for me. Because to be honest, I was afraid. I was afraid of being judged for who I am, for what I look like. I was afraid of being judged for my weight, for my body, for whatever, like having a pimple on my face. I was afraid of being judged. So I would literally just avoid looking at people because I didn't want to deal with it. And the biggest, well, I shouldn't say the biggest, this kind of began, this transformation of being comfortable and confident introducing myself to new people began when I started traveling. So this was a few years back, and I was traveling solo around the world, and I was suddenly in a country where I knew nobody. I had to introduce myself to people. I was forced into that situation, and I very quickly realized everybody was terrified. I was not the only one. There were literally people in every hostel, every hotel, every tour thing I did, everywhere. There were people that were so terrified to introduce themselves. They were so scared to talk to new people. So it was that was kind of the beginning where I realized, like, oh, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who's afraid to talk to people, which was kind of nice. And this was really highlighted to me. So about 6 months ago, back in June, I moved across country. So first of all, I'm Canadian. I live in Australia right now. I've been here for a few years. And then, so I was in Sydney for 2.5 years. And then last June, we moved up to Queensland, which is a long way. It's like a 16 or 18 hour drive, something like that. So it's a long way. And, so again, I found myself in this new town, new people. I didn't know a soul. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do? I need to do all this again. The anxiety was coming up, and I thought, well, like, screw this. I'm just going to try. So I jumped on the Facebook community page, and yeah, Tracy, amazing Queensland. It is. We're kind of on fire right now, but it is pretty awesome up here. Yeah, so I moved into town. It's a really small town where I live, and I just got on the Facebook community group, and I just said, hey, I'm new to town. I was joking. It was almost like I was writing a personal ad, but for friends. I was like, hey, my name is Katie and I'm new to town and I like yoga and I meditate and I'm vegan and I do this and I would like to make friends. Who wants to be my friend? And literally, I've made so many great friends off of that one random Facebook post. Like, so many great friends. And so many people said, oh, wow, I can't believe you did that. How did you have the nerve to do that? And I thought, really, what it came down to, what I've kind of realized is, like, what's the worst that can happen? Seriously, what is the worst? The worst is that nobody would respond. The worst is that nobody would talk to me and nobody would want to be my friend off of one Facebook post. And I kind of realized, like, that was cool. I could handle it if nobody responded. So really, I'm just kind of curious, like, have you ever found yourself in this situation? Or is there a connection that you've been wanting to make, somebody you've been wanting to reach out to, a conversation that you want to have that you've been avoiding, that you've been holding back on, that you've maybe been, like, really hesitant about? Because most of us have that. Okay, and I'm saying this, I just really want to make it clear, I'm not like, I haven't just suddenly become the craziest, most extroverted person where I talk to everybody. That's not true. But more so, I don't really let it hold me back anymore. Like I'll find a way that works for me. Because the biggest thing in all of this is that I now have confidence in who I am. Okay, so it used to be that I was so scared of being judged. And so much of that was that I think I didn't really know who I was. I was always trying to be whoever everybody else wanted me to be instead of just being myself. So now I feel confident with who I am. So I can walk into a room, whether it's a real room or whether it's a Facebook community page or what have you, and I feel all right. I know who I am. I know what I'm bringing to the table. Not everybody's going to like me. And that's actually a good thing. I don't want everybody to like me. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's cool. Okay? I don't want to be friends with 1 billion people. I want to be friends with like 12 amazing people who really get me. And that's what I want, right? I think that's what everybody wants. At the end of the day, we want real connections. So if you start a conversation with somebody or you introduce yourself or what have you, and you don't get a good response, that just means that that person is not your person. And that's okay. You know, I still, like I said, I still struggle with this sometimes. I still have my self-doubts. I still have that moment of like, oh, should I, shouldn't I don't know. But at the end of the day, like I got me. And that's what's important. So because I got me, I got my back, and I feel confident in who I am, I can go into a space and I can introduce myself with my head held high and feel good about it. So I'm really just curious if you struggle with this or not. So because your homework or your action step is within the next 24 hours, reach out and make that connection you've been meaning to make. Start that conversation, whether this is in person, whether this is on Facebook or on Instagram or through an email or a text message or a phone call. Reach out, because I would bet that most of us have that something. We either a specific person we've been wanting to connect with, or maybe an inquiry we've been wanting to make, or just a comment on something and we're not sure if we should because we don't know. I really just want to challenge you to do it. So within the next 24 hours, make one connection that you have been hesitant about, okay? Because the whole thing with this is the only way you get good at it, the only way you feel good doing it is literally to do it, okay? You can't feel confident introducing yourself to new people by not introducing yourself to people. That doesn't work. You have to physically do it. And it starts with tiny little things, okay? One step. One phone call, one hello, one Facebook message, okay? The small stuff will get you there every single time. So that's it for me today. That is day 6. As usual, questions below, comments below, please let me know. This series, like I said, is 30 days, all right? It's continuing all month. It is here. It's also happening in the Body Love Tribe. That's a closed group. So if you want to talk more about this, but you don't want it all over Facebook, hop on over there. I'll pop the link in the comments below. All right, thanks guys for watching. I'll be seeing you tomorrow.